books out there that when you read them and you begin to read them, you're like, oh my Lord, this subject is so taboo that you can't get a grip of what you're reading. So this is the book that we're going to be talking about. It's called The Last Party by A.R. Torre. And this is the second book that I have read of hers, and this one tops the last one by leaps and bounds. Hey y'all, welcome to Boozy B's Books and Cocktails. I'm Dana B, and welcome to Crazyland. Because once I started reading this book, it was the craziest, messed up book I have read in a long time. You know, there's subjects that we don't talk about and things that it's just so taboo. And I feel like this is one of those things that it's just hard to get through. But it's about a mom that is planning the murder of her own daughter. She is very jealous of this daughter. She's jealous of the relationship between her husband and the little girl. And throughout the book, she talks about her growing up with a man, or her father, and then something happens with the father, and she ends up living with this couple that's very wealthy. And so it talks a lot about the privileges that this woman has due to the money, and then just the psychotic things that she goes through. And there's a man, so there's a murder that's happened 20 years ago, and Perla is very connected to this murder, and her husband is very connected to this murder. And then there is a man in prison, and he's supposedly the murderer. And so you kind of get the main characters, and I know this doesn't make much sense, but once you read the book, you'll understand it. There's three characters telling the story. There's Perla, the mom, then the murderer of the murder that happened 20 years ago, and he's in prison, and then the little girl kind of tells her story. And Perla is so manipulative and narcissistic, and it's crazy. Y'all, it is the craziest book I've ever read, and I talked about it at work a few times because I just have never read a book that a mom was trying to put in place a murder of her child. And it's not graphic. It doesn't have a lot of cuss words in it. It's just the way this author put this book together, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So some of the things that I did love about this book is the author kept you on your seat, and she would tell just a little bit and then go back, and she would tell a little bit and go back, and I really did enjoy that about the book. And then the other thing was the subject matter is just crazy, and the way she puts it all together is crazy. And I just am really very impressed with this author, and I'm so glad that I found her. What I didn't like about the book is the subject matter. I know it makes sense that I liked it, but I didn't like it. It made things very uncomfortable, and the way she just was so adamant about killing this daughter. And then sometimes the writing was a little simplistic, excuse me. And she brought in characters once things started happening, and I just felt like that the way the characters talked was very simple. So that was a little iffy to me. But I would definitely give this book a good, solid, big 4. If you love thrillers, if you don't like the real graphic ones, I feel like that this is a very, very good psychological thriller book. So then the cocktail that I decided to go with it is called Chaos Mule. And I love mules, drink, cocktails, and the reason that I love them so much is because, one, they're very, very easy to make, Don't have to have a lot of ingredients. You don't have to have a lot of room. They're not shaken. They're one glass fixers, so I just really enjoy that. And so this one is called Chaos Mule. And the reason I picked Chaos Mule is because one, Perla is full of chaos, and the other reason I picked a mule, I thought of my dad and his love for donkeys and mules, and that made me think of the word ass, and that certainly described Perla in this book. She was such a ass, stubborn ass, narcissistic ass. She just was something else. And so I just decided that this kind of combined it all together. So to make this Chaos Mule, where it's vodka, ginger beer, lime juice, that makes it a mule, and the chaos part of it is going to be just a little bit of rum. So we're going to put about 2 ounces of vodka, and I'm doing fingers, just measuring with fingers. You don't even have to have a measuring jigger or anything like that. So there's 2 ounces of vodka. And then we're going to do about a 1/4 ounce of fresh lime juice. So there's your lime. And then we're going to top it off with this ginger beer, which I love, and it's Fever Tree ginger beer. So there is the classic mule, Moscow Mule. So now we're going to make it a chaos, and we're going to float about a 1/2 ounce of dark rum on top of this to make it the chaos. So there you go. There's a chaos. So this is going to be one of those cocktails with a kick. So my toast for today is to chaos, crazy moms, and cocktails that kick. So cheers. Pretty good. And look at my new Waterford tumbler. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you for the gift. I got these gifted to me, and I love to have cocktails in fancy glasses. So thank you very much. So I appreciate you hanging around. I hope you will read this crazy book and let me know what you think about it. And if you've read it and you think, well, that's crazy, she didn't, even describe the book very well, but I didn't want to give much away. I didn't want to be the spoiler and say, well, I don't even need to read it now because Dana has told me all about it. But it's worth the read. It's a fast read. So I hope you'll check it out. Thank you very much for hanging around. Like, share, and subscribe, and cheers.
Cheers!